Hello and welcome to the craft shed. So you should all have your materials ready because today we're going to be making our very own aquarium with different animals that you like from the sea. So this is just an idea of one I've made here. I've got a jellyfish and a couple of fishies, and it just moves around like this. And it's all made out of things that we find around the house. So first things first, you should have your own used cereal box, so other ones are available. First of all, what we need to do is we're going to be having our background here. So I'm going to have it out of blue paper or blue card. So we get ourselves a piece of blue paper and just simply draw around your paper. Okay. We've got a ruler there. Okay, so these will all be different sizes because I'm using a Weet-Bix box. That's going to be the size for mine, so that's going to be inside the aquarium. Next, we need to make the window of the aquarium. Now it's up to you if you want maybe just a small window or a nice large window, viewing window there. So you should have one end of the cereal box. We don't want to cover that over yet or cut it or anything like that yet. So I'm going to say about 2 centimeters in all the way around. Okay. Okay. So you might need some help here from the grown-up. I hope there is grown-ups helping today. That was one of the materials that you needed. A grown-up. All the way around 2 centimeters. But you can, as I say, if you want it bigger, that's fine. Now I've got a very sharp pencil. This is quite a dangerous bit, so again we need grown-up help, and we just push it through. This works. Yep. And then we need to cut out our window. So again, grown-up help here. And this bit here is going to be our aquarium. So again, you wouldn't necessarily need to have a rectangle cut out. You might decide to cut out maybe 3 circles. Maybe you're in a submarine, you're looking out to the fish. That's quite a good idea. So I would love to see your creations at the end of this. Right. Okay, so there's our viewing gallery, our window of our aquarium cut out. Now the next thing you need to do is paint it. So again, we're keeping these flaps open because we're going to be using this paper to go through there. Now the first one I did, took a lot of coats. So what I suggest is if you have, we'll go for a nice white first, give it a shake, and we'll paint it. First of all, give it a coat of white and then a coat of blue, and then leave that to dry. So I'm using acrylic paints that are super hard to get out of the tube. They've been in my shed for quite a while, and I'm mixing them with a bit of water. Okay. And it's always good to just have a piece of old paper on your table first that you don't mind getting coloured, getting paint on. Also wear old things. I've got a nice pinny brought for my birthday by my lovely auntie and uncle. So I'm just going to cover this all now in white paint, and all will be revealed why we always do a bottom coat first. And you can be thinking about what colours you are going to paint your actual aquarium. Some of you might maybe want blue, Mine was blue, the original one. But then you might think, oh well, my favourite colour is pink, so pink would be fine. It's completely up to you. I want to see these designs as varied as possible with your own take on them. Maybe multicoloured one, a rainbow one would be fun. Okay, so I'm going to finish painting this in white now and let you all get to this stage. Okay, see you soon. Hello, so welcome back. We're now on part 2. So I've just got my little box down here. I've finished painting it all with the bottom coat now in white, so I've just moved that to the side to dry off. And now it's time to do, remember we cut this piece of, well, we didn't cut it, but we marked out this piece of blue paper earlier. It's now time to design our background of the aquarium. So the things that are still at the back. So first of all, you need a pair of scissors. Again, grown-ups help for this bit. And we need to cut this down the lines. And this is the bit that's going to go into our box. Okay. So you are left with the box here, so the background of your aquarium. So this is when you want to think, what do you like in there? So I've had a little think. Yesterday, I always think it's good to have seaweed because that's where the fish would go and hide. And then a starfish I like. And I was thinking, I recently went on a holiday to Bali and I love swimming with the sea turtles, so I thought I'd draw myself a nice turtle as well that can be hiding down in the seaweed. So first of all, let's get some green paper and draw ourselves a nice seaweed. So if you want to think, nice shapes of this seaweed. You can always have a little look online for some ideas. And I think as well I'm going to have some different coloured seaweeds. So I've got some nice light coloured there. And then I'll also, I think this here, we've got some bit of darker green there. So this can be a different type of seaweed. It's growing at the depths of the ocean. We want to think, which ocean are you going to do? So mine's going to be a tropical ocean. What sort of ocean would you get? Maybe you could do an ocean of somewhere you've been on holiday. Or a paradise, somewhere you haven't been, but it's a make-believe one. Or we could have a Disney one, that would be good, where maybe we could look for Finding Nemo. So I'm drawing some nice bits of seaweed here. Just let your imagination run wild for this bit. There we go, some nice seaweed. So they can be in paper. And then I did say, didn't I want to do a turtle. So what colours are turtles? They're like a dark green colour. So I'm going to use a pen to have a think of a turtle. So they've got a biggish sort of head. And a nice shell. Give him a nice shell. And did you know turtles, they actually have a little tail as well? So I've given him a little tail. My turtle. Terry the turtle. When I was in Bali, I was lucky enough actually to release some baby turtles into the wild, and I called mine Terry. So hopefully he's living a lovely, fabulous life in the oceans as we speak now. And I'm gonna pop Terry the turtle into my aquarium. So here's my Terry the turtle there. So I've got a turtle. What else could I have? So I've got seaweed, I've got turtle. I think, again, I love stars. Everyone that knows me loves stars. So I'm going to cut myself out a nice starfish there. If you can see, I've got one in this design here, just there. Starfish, and they're at the bottom of the ocean, creeping round. So a nice starfish. Okay, and then what's left is all the bits that we've had. We need to get them all together. We need to cut them all out and lie them down. So again, for this bit, we need adult help, grown-up help. Always ask a grown-up to help when you're using sharp equipment. And then we can then start to lay them down. This bit as well, you don't necessarily have to use stencils. You could decide you want to paint a lovely background, which would be equally as lovely. So if you've got coloured felts or coloured pencils, paint, you can paint yourself a wonderful background. But I've decided, because I'm not the greatest painter, I've decided I'm going to use shapes from my stencil cutouts. Right, so here's one piece of my seaweed, and I've got a long way to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you now to get all your background pieces cut out, and then you can join me again, which will be for part 3. So this is going great guns today. So see you in a bit. Hello, so you join me back when I've cut out all my little bits now. So here's Terry the turtle cut out, and some nice bits of seaweed in different colours, and also my starfish. So they're ready now to be put down onto the backing card. But first of all, remember our box that we painted white? Well, I've started, it's dried now, the white's dried, so I'm just going to finish off painting it blue. Again, you might decide you want it a completely different colour. Maybe you want a pink aquarium. So it's up to you. So we just need to paint this. Again, I've used acrylic paint, which you add water to. So this will be need to go to, I haven't painted the back yet, so I'll need to paint the sides and wait for it to dry. Quite a lot of waiting on this one, but it'll be worth it on the end in the end. It'll be worth it when we've got our own little fishies in our aquarium that won't even need feeding. Maybe you're going to have a prehistoric ocean, so you're going to have like prehistoric sea creatures in there that I don't even know the names of, but you could have a pterodactyl flying above. And that is, I don't know if you saw there, that is why it's important to always have something on your table to keep it covered, because we don't want any ruined tables after this with paint. Okay, so that's looking lovely. Nice blue aquarium. I'm just going to pop that to the side and wait for that to dry. It's nice and sunny in here today, so hopefully it won't be too long. And then I'm just going to turn this over because we don't want any colours getting onto our background, which unfortunately what happened earlier, but that's okay. So what I've done here is, you can see it's got at the back, if I just pull these to the side, is I've had things overlapping. So there's a fish there that's just coming out from behind one of the seaweed plants there, and another one here. So I'm going to do a similar thing to that here as well. So I've got my seaweed, and this is when you need some glue. Where is my glue? This is not good, so we'll just look around here. Yep, found it. It's okay, panic over. And I'm just going to glue some of these in place. Another idea that you might have down in the ocean maybe is some of you might have a shipwreck. That's exciting. Oh, a mermaid and a mermaid cave. So I really want to see your ideas. So if you've got them, please do post them on my Facebook page. I might even have to say who's the winner. Who wins the competition for the aquarium? I really like to see. Right, so let's have a think about this now. So I've got some seaweed there. Pop this here. But I think my starfish could just go behind there. There we go. And another piece of seaweed there. And can't forget Terry the turtle, can we? No. Not Terry the turtle in there. And I think, let's see, maybe what should we go for? One more, two more pieces. Just one more piece, I think we'll do it. So it looks like Terry the turtle is at the bottom of the sea, chatting with his friends. Chatting with his starfish friend. And again, if you painted this, this is fine as well. That's something else you can do. I'll just put that one in the corner. Last one. We're nearly there. Down there. Okay, so now we have our background. So mine's quite a simple background. There's a Terry the turtle and my little starfish. Beautiful. Next stage we are at, because we're still waiting for our box to dry, we're gonna make the dangling animals. There we go. So I've already had a little think about that, and I've done some rough sketches. But now it needs to go over, I need to go over them with a pen. Now, as you can see here, they are front and back. So a good tip of doing that is you want to have two of each design. So if you fold the paper in half, draw onto one side, when you cut them out, you will have two. Marvellous. So I thought, does everyone know what an inkfish is? So I'm going to have an inkfish in my aquarium. A nice purple inkfish. I'll draw a nice inkfish. So I think inkfish are always fun. And two nice big eyes. And a cheeky little smile. So there's my inkfish. So when I cut that off, I will have two. A nice big fish I'm going to have. Nice big fish with big eyes. All my animals are friendly though. Has anyone done a shark? Not so friendly. But all of my sea creatures in my aquarium, they all get on. They're all friends. A nice big fin for this fish. This fish is a big fish, but he's still a friendly fish. Because he's got a nice big smile, this fish. There we go. A nice big fins. And a super big tail. There we go. There's my super friendly fish. Big fish. So we've got an ink fish, we've got friendly fish, and now I'm going to have an octopus, as I love octopuses. That's a fun octopus. And his tentacles. And again, he's gonna have a nice big smile as well. Here's my octopus. So these all need cutting out. So I'll show you. I'll cut one out. So let's cut the fishy out. It's the yellow fish. Okay, so he's drawn. Remember, I drew him on a folded piece of paper. So we will see what happens. Just cutting out his tail now. And his other side of his tail. And his eyes, cutting his eyes out. And just finish off here. Right, so remember, folded piece of paper. What happens when you cut it out? There's two. You have two for a folded piece of paper, and then those will be the back and the forth, the back and front there, and they'll be going into my aquarium. Okay, so can you all get to that stage okay? If I join you in a bit later, once we want all these bits cut out, now all our friendly fishies cut out, and the box painted blue. Okay, so I'll join you again later on. So there's a few things. Oh, and don't forget as well, the background. So there's 3 things to do. You need to finish your background, cut out your fishies, and paint your aquarium. Okay, so I shall see you later. Looking forward to seeing your designs. So, welcome back. Have we all got the 3 things that we needed, which was our aquarium painted into our desired colour? Now I've gone for blue again so I can have a set. Our cut out fishies and sea creatures, back and forth, 2 of each for back and forth. And our background design of our aquarium. Right then, so first things first, we need to get our background design into our aquarium. So I've got here, you can use a bit of glue, or I've got some sticky tape. So I'll just cut myself out a bit of double-sided tape, pop that in. and take off the right, so this is the important bit now, why we'd left the flaps open. I've also painted inside of my box, you can just see. Doesn't matter about the bottom, but the tops and sides I've done. And I'm just going to place the background into the box and squash it down. There we go, so that's looking good, and we can now close up our box as well. I'll just close mine with a bit of tape. You might find as well at the end you may need to give it another coat of paint. The paint I've been using is yonks old, so it's taken me a long time to get anything done. And there. Out of date paint, not a good idea. Okay. Oh, it's exciting when it all starts to come together now. Okay, there we go. So now we have our box. What else I'm going to do is I'm just going to decorate the bottom. Now, what have I got? I've got some bit of tissue paper. I'm just going to cut a section off just bigger than the bottom of the box, the base of the box. To the side. I'm going to scrumple it up and pop a bit of glue on the bottom, on the base. This just gives it a bit of depth, so you can imagine the fish swimming about on the edge and the bottom of the sea. So you might decide you might want to put a few shells that you collected when you've been out and about on the beach, or maybe some rocks, seaside rocks, that I'm happy with just at the bottom there. Just a simple little bit of tissue paper. Now the other option I have here is pipe cleaners. So I just got some pipe cleaners and just twisted them into seaweed shapes. Let me see, have we got any around that we could use? Pipe cleaners yet? A nice box of pipe cleaners here. Let's see. I want to keep to my colour scheme. Mind you, that looks quite a fun one. So I might have a bit of orange seaweed. Let's see. So I literally just twist it round, snip, twist it round and snip, and then you'd pop these in. Let's see, should we put one in with a bit of masking tape? Getting a bit of hand stuck then. And just literally just pop it onto the base there, and just find a section that you can push it on. I'm going to put him in front of Terry the turtle, because Terry the turtle is hiding behind that box, and you can twist this about to get it into different shapes, and you can add more if you want. I'm just going to keep it like that, although one would be quite nice there. You know what, let's add another one, why not? What colour should we go for, folks? how about nice green colour, keeping with the green theme. I'm just going to cut that, twist round, nice little shape there. And a bit more masking tape. Fold the bottom and then just position it where you would like it to go. I'll have it here, I think. There we go. Okay, so the next part of the design, we need to get our fishes in. So the options that we have were to use simple string, maybe a bit of wire, cotton. Let's see what I have got. So everything seems to be hidden right now. So let me just pop off and find my string and I'll get back to you. Sorry about this. So I'm back. That's why it's always good to have your equipment and materials around you that you need. So I've got some fishing line. And what you do is you just line it up. You need a bit of tape or masking tape. I've decided to use a bit of masking tape. I'm going to cut myself a few bits ready. Here. And just lie a piece over the end on your design and just stick that on, and then a bit of glue. What I suggest, you don't have to, but I quite like having them all at different heights, as you can see in here. So I suggest that you cut them at different heights, but give yourself a little bit longer, just so then you can work with where you want them when you get them into your aquarium. The same again on the next one. It can be tricky using fishing line because sometimes you don't know where it's gone. There we go. Oh, so there's my little ink fish. Got a bit of glue on him there, but he won't mind. He doesn't mind. And lastly, my octopus. Line them up and stick them down. Okay, and there's my octopus. Right, so I'm going to move this out. As you can see, it's got a bit sticky. I'm going to move that out of the way and bring in my aquarium now. So that's looking great. We've got everything we want in there so far. So you decide how you're going to have it. I think I'll have fishy. I'm going to have my ink fish in the middle, so I'm going to put this fish at the end. And what I've done, you really need help now from a grown-up, is with a pencil, just push through the top to make 3 holes if you've got 3 fish, or so on, if maybe 5 if you've got 5, 1 if you've got 1, just to create 3 holes at the top. Now I haven't put them all in a straight line. I've had them different areas, so one at the top, one a bit lower down, just to give a bit of definition and depth to your design. You will then need a pipe cleaner, or if you haven't got a pipe cleaner, you could use a stick, a lollipop stick, maybe just a stick that you get from the garden, from a tree. and we'll cut them into the same length. Okay, and then a case of pushing this through. There we go, and then just tying that around in a double knot. This is when it's good to have good eyesight. Or good eyesight, or to use cotton, something that's not clear. Right, how's that in there? Okay, about right. There we go. So he's quite low down. I'm just going to twist him round a little bit more. I want him a little bit higher. There we go. Then next one, the ink fish. So it's the same principle. Push it through the hole. And tie the top around. And I also suggest, before you do this, if you've got sticky fingers, give them a wash first. I find this a lot trickier than you might think. I just cut the top off there. Clean your hands off a bit. And finally my octopus. Might have him quite high up there, so he's chatting to his starfish friend. Okay. Right, so here we have almost finished now. Now you can add your own little touches to it. I had my birthday not long ago, and someone wrapped my present up in all this shredded paper, and I find it works perfectly. Recycling again works perfectly. Just placed at the bottom. You can have a little play around with it. So there we go. Let me bring this closer so you can see what we have, and with these you can move them up and down however you like them. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now I really hope you will send me some of your designs so I can see what you've created. And I will be back next week for an Easter themed craft club, so keep an eye on Facebook and I'll let you know the materials list, but it is going to be things from around the house. Little clue, you may need some toilet roll holders or towels, paper towel holders. That's a little clue. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I can't wait to see what you've created. Thanks very much. Bye.